Okay.
No, it's official. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're doing okay. We're going to learn a Rashi from the third aliyah of this week's parsha, which is Devarim. Actually, we're going to look a little bit in retrospect at an incident that occurred, of course, years earlier, 38 years earlier, and that is an incident of the Meraglim, the Chet HaMeraglim, the sin of the spies, which is one of the things that Moshe Rabbeinu recounts now in Sefer Devarim as he's going over old things that happened and going over the history of the Jewish people in the Midbar. And if we look back originally at the story of the Meraglim in Sefer B'Midbar, it's a little bit ambiguous. As you know, many of the details are left out. We don't know exactly what precipitates this. All of a sudden, it says, Vayidaber Hashem Moshe lemor. Hashem says to Moshe, Shlach lecha anashim v'yatur es eretz Canaan. Send people, send spies to search out the land. So we don't know what precipitated this. You look at the parak before, the end of parak Yud Beis. Vayomer Hashem Moshe, Avia Yorak Yevana, Achar Nasu Ahem Chatziro. This whole incident of Miriam and being in isolation and not traveling and nothing much is going on. All of a sudden, the incident of Miriam, Lashon Hara, she was left behind. They're not going to want to travel without her. Fine, that's over. And we jump into this incident where Hashem says, send spies, Shlach lecha anashim, send people to spy out the land. We don't know what the antecedent was. We don't know why they're sending people to search out the land. That's the ambiguous part of the story. In addition, there's a strange language here of shlach lecha. Hashem says, send for you, for yourself, Moshe Rabbeinu, these people, which sounds like this is Moshe's initiative, but yet it's a tzivui of Hashem, shlach lecha. Shlach means Hashem's telling us, you must send. So is it Hashem's command? Is it Moshe's initiative? What exactly sparked this incident? We have many things left open over here. When we get to our parsha of Devarim, and Moshe starts to recount this incident, he says, "Vatikruvun elai kulchem vatomru nishlacha anashim lefanenu v'yachpru lanu es haaretz v'yashivu usanu davar es haderach asher na'aleh v'es ha'arim asher navo alehem." We know now the backstory of what precipitated that incident, where we don't have any details of it in Bamidbar, but we have the details now as Moshe recounts the incident in retrospect. And he says, the way it transpired is that you guys came to me. Vatikruvun elai kulchem. You all came to me. You all came to me with this request to go into the land. And the purpose that you had in mind for going to the land is that we should seek out which way we should go up and which cities we should enter. So it was a tactical mission, trying to figure out how to conquer the land in the best way. And not only that, Vayitav beinai hadavar. And the thing was good in my eyes. I thought you made sense. It was logical for you to want to send these people, and therefore, Vayikach mikem shnei masar anashim, I took these 12 people, etc., and we sent them. So what's absent here from the story is any command by Hashem. We have the backstory. We know they came, they requested it. We know it was good in Moshe's eyes, but we don't have any command from Hashem. So the details here can lead us back to Bamidbar and say, okay, what must have happened over here is before Vayidaber Hashem Moshe, the people came to him and said, we really want to send. Now Hashem says to Moshe, not in the language of Tzivu, not in the language of command, but shlach lecha. If you really think, as you say here in retrospect, vayitav beinai hadavar, that it was good in your eyes, that you agree with them. So you want it, the people want it, and therefore I'm telling you, not commanding you, but telling you, shlach lecha anashim, send for you, as Rashi says over here on this puzzle. Not for me, I don't need to send them. I know the plan. I know how to instruct you. I know what miracles are going to occur. I don't need this. But shlach lecha, for you and your sake and the people's sake, you want to send? Send. Hashem agrees to demand, but doesn't command it himself. So first of all, the two parshios together help us fill in the details of the story. That's number one. But number two, I think is fascinating the way Rashi explains why Moshe thought this was a good idea. After all, you would expect Moshe to side with Hashem. You would expect Moshe to say to the people, why do you need spies? We have miracles. We have Hashem on our side. Trust him. Everything's going to go fine. Why do you need to send them at all? And why was it good in Moshe's eyes? So Rashi explains via analogy, which I think is really, really important. Vayitav beinai velo beinei hamakom. Meaning it was good in my eyes, as Moshe is recalling, but it wasn't good in Hashem's eyes. Hashem never wanted this. Hashem knew it was a bad idea, but I wanted it. I thought it was a good idea. You guys had asked for it, and therefore he sent us. V'im beinei Moshe hayatov, lama amra betochachas. If it was good in Moshe's eyes, why is it now being stated over here as a rebuke to the people? You guys came to me, you wanted to send spies. It sounds like a rebuke of them amongst other rebukes here in this parsha. We're most recalling many of their failures. So why is it now stated as a rebuke? So here it is. Mashal la'adam she'omer lechavero. The analogy is to a person who says to their friend, Mechor li chamor chazeh. I want to buy your donkey. Amar lo. So he says to him, Hin. Okay, fine. Nosno atalil nisayon. So, okay, you're willing to sell it to me. Are you willing to let me take a test drive? I want to try it out before I buy it. Amar lo hin. Sure, I'll let you test drive it. Baharim of Vigvos, will you let me take it everywhere, even in the mountains, the valleys, all over to see how it is? Amar Lohin, yeah, sure, take it wherever you want. Kevan Shira Shein Ma'akvo Klum, when the buyer sees that the seller is not holding back at all, he's letting them go wherever they want for the test drive. Amar Lo Halokeach Belibo, then the buyer says to himself in his heart, Batuachu Shalo Em Sabomum. I'm sure this is a great product. I'm sure there's no flaws with the donkey. Otherwise, the seller would have said, you know what? I'm not really comfortable with you taking it out for the test drive, right? This is if you ever go to buy a car, sometimes you feel really, really confident. The dealership will say, sure, take it, go. Sometimes they'll even say, take it overnight, bring it back tomorrow, wherever you want to go, try it on the highway, try it in the hills. That gives you confidence. It shows they're standing by their product. They know their product is going to stand up, so they'll let you try it however you want. However, if they're a little hesitant, they say, well, I'm not sure, I can't really lend it out. I'm not sure, you should really take it on the highway, probably just take it on the streets. Something's up and you might just walk away. But if the person is very open, they're letting you do whatever you want with it, you might say to yourself, hey, I don't even need to try it at all. I trust them. They seem to be confident in their product. Amarlo tolma oscha eni menasehu. The buyer says to the seller, fine, I don't even need to try it at all. I'm confident in your word, and he takes the donkey. Me'ata afani hoditi lidivrechem. So now Moshe says, the nimshal, the parable is very applicable to our case. Moshe says, the nimshal is, the lesson is, I saw you come with this request. I said to myself, God doesn't want this. I don't want this. I don't think it's a good idea. But if I'm hesitant, you're going to be nervous and you're not going to be confident in the product, so to speak. So I said to you, fine, sure, go wherever you want. Take spies, go here, go there, go up, go down, go in the mountains, go in the valleys, go to the cities, go wherever you want. Hoping that your response, Jewish people, would be, okay, fine. I see you're very confident. Hashem's very confident. Our nerves are settled. We don't need to take it out for a test drive. We don't need to go in and spy out the land. We're confident you were going forward. However, it didn't turn out that way. V'atem lo chazartem bachem, but you never went back on your word. You continue to want to go, even after I confidently told you can go wherever you want. So putting all the pieces together, the reason why it says shlach lecha is because Hashem never wanted this. The reason why it says vayitav hadavar be'einei hadavar is because Moshe did want to show them that their plan was good. He wanted to show them, oh, very good, excellent. You want to go? Go. But it's being stated here as a rebuke overall that they wanted to go, even though vayitav be'einei hadavar, because he was hoping that after the whole speech that he gave them about how great the land is, they would just give up and not go. But they didn't trust him. They didn't trust HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That was the root problem, which got fleshed out in this incident and caused them to continue to go along their way, make the grave mistakes of the Chet HaMeraglim, and end up wandering 40 years in the desert. I think there's something very powerful about this Rashi, both in bridging the stories and explaining how everything fits together, but also I think a lesson for all of us to think about, which is not just how we buy and sell products or cars and how much we want to see something or test drive it, but also just lessons about trust and how to read people. It's a very interesting analogy that Rashi gives here. He's basically saying, through a conversation, you can learn a lot about what's in a person's mind. You can learn a lot about what they think. And by reading between the lines, sometimes we do that too much. But in a certain measure, it's a good thing to be able to do, to have a discerning eye and a discerning conversation and be able to ask the right questions and push the right buttons and see the response. You can almost learn more than actually taking it for the test drive itself. And that may not always be true, but it's something important for us to keep in mind. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy your test drives.
Thank you.